Welcome to the monthly update of August 2022. I have my notes here and a lot of different topics. Big topic, relationship and love, what happened here in Brazil. Then online course. It was my birthday at the beginning of the month. I did some microdosing experiments. Lucid dreaming, some news on that front as well. And then health, especially my gut stuff, news there. So before we start, I am now in the south of Brazil, an hour and 15 minutes south of Florianopolis. Really beautiful area, right at the beach, nature around us. And I'm here with Diara, which, let me just start with the relationship and love topic. So the last update I made was on an Instagram video that I came to Brazil to meet my ex-partner and to see what happens, basically, to just clarify things. Do we get back together or not? What's the deal? And a few months before I came to Brazil, I met Jara and we were just hanging out as friends, and then there was some intimacy and we got closer, but there was no label. We had no idea if what this really is, but I knew since a long time that I want to see Fernanda again. So I came and I met with her and we reconnected a little bit. But basically what she wanted is that I let go of the intimate relationship with Diara if I wanted to be with her. But for me, it was way too early after just seeing her like 2 times or so. And it just didn't feel right to not engage with Diara anymore. So it was difficult and a little back and forth, and ultimately what the status is now is that Diara came to Brazil because I didn't want to book a flight after a few weeks back, because the flight would be super expensive, and just I came to Brazil. What's the point of coming here if I leave after a few weeks? For me, it's just also for the environment. I come from Europe, fly to Brazil, so I wanted to be here a little bit, but then also wanted to see Tiara again. So she ended up coming, just arrived less than a week ago, and now we are in our process. We still haven't decided if we are officially together or not, or what label we use, but probably. And it was difficult, especially for Fernanda, and I feel really sorry about that. Like, it would be super difficult for me as well if, after such a long time, 4 years or so that we didn't see each other, but we had contact and wanted to just see what happens. But there were also expectations on both sides of we getting back together and all of that. So I don't know how she's doing exactly right now. We're not communicating, but I can imagine that it's difficult. And one thing that I learned from that whole process is it would have probably been good if I would have been a little bit more upfront and precise how this relationship with Diara is. And I told Fernanda before I came, but I didn't tell her too much. And I think that would have just been good, so she can make an informed decision if she still wants to meet me or not. Even though when I came to Brazil, for me it was like everything is possible. So that's that. My birthday was at the beginning of the month, 2nd of August. And it was another birthday where I was basically all by myself. And I don't have any friends here. Fernanda was working, and I don't know on that day how our relationship was, but I met a guy that I connected with, I think on Instagram or a Facebook group. Yeah, but basically it was just a normal day, nothing special, which seems to happen quite often on my birthday because I'm somewhere in the world and not with my friends or my family. Okay, let's talk about the online course, but also this experiment basically that I just come out of. 1 month in an apartment in the middle of a huge city where I don't know anyone, where I don't really want to be because I'm not, interested in walking around the city. And I was more or less 24/7 in this apartment. Yeah, just by myself. And it was cool. It was really cool, this experiment, because I developed my own, routines, and I enjoyed the days, even though I was kind of restricted in what I could do. I played beach tennis a couple of times. That was Saturdays. But other than this, I literally didn't leave my apartment, only to go to the grocery store sometimes. And I didn't meet anyone. And one thing that I did was I started reading a fantasy book, which was really good because if you are in your own apartment the whole time, yes, I cooked, I did a little bit of exercising here and there on stretching. I started a 21-day challenge of hip flexibility or hip mobility. And I skipped the last 2 days because I felt like shit. But I'm on day 16 or 17 now. But yeah, basically, I don't want to spend the whole day on the computer, right? And if my leisure time is watching something, then it's just more screen time. And I've been working on my online course and doing coaching sessions, so there's more than enough screen time already. So I started reading a book, and that became something that I was really looking forward to in the evening, to turn down the lights, put all my electronics away, and put on a candle, maybe some nice little music, and then just read for an hour or two before bed. Yes. Okay, I'm just looking here at my notes. Microdosing. So I started microdosing. So every 3 days, 2 days off, 1 day microdose, and it took a few tries to get the dose right. But now I feel like, yeah, I can sense an enhanced focus and creativity. It's still a little bit early. I've done now maybe 4 days in total. So I want to continue with that. I think that's definitely something interesting, and I understand, or I start to understand the hype that was there around microdosing. Lucid dreaming. I think I mentioned that in the last, yeah, definitely. Like I started reading this book, and almost every morning now I remember my dreams. I write them down. I had one very short lucid dream that was super cool. Now, since Diara is here, I didn't do what I should do, which is read about dreams, this lucid book dream, right before bed, because that helps the brain to kind of, remember the dreams and just become more aware. But yeah, I want to get back to that because I've already built up some momentum there and I don't want to lose it again. Okay, then the next little topic before we dive into the online course thing is my health gut biome. So at the very, very beginning, when I came to Brazil, it was in Lisbon still, some super weird stomach bug. And then I only ate white rice, and then I started doing the low FODMAP diet. Low FODMAPs are foods that are basically easier to digest, and that helped a lot. And then I was, not so strict anymore after I felt okay again. And I was ordering like 250 euros of supplements in Germany, and then the idea was that Diara is gonna bring them to Brazil, but for some reason the package from Germany to Lisbon took super long. Like something went wrong there. So they just arrived right after Diara was on the plane, basically. So now I don't have any supplements to do this whole gut healing program, which is really unfortunate. And then when Diara came to Brazil, so we had like 2 days in Sao Paulo, and today is what, Tuesday. I'm recording this on the 30th of August. On Saturday we went to a Brazilian steakhouse where it's basically all you can eat, big buffet, and then they walk around and show you what kind of meat they have, and they put it on your plate. And I think that started like the whole issue that I just dealt with the last 2 days. So I ate a lot, different things. I was more or less sticking to low FODMAP foods. Meat is no problem, but I shouldn't eat mushrooms, and I ate like one mushroom there and maybe a few other things that I shouldn't have eaten. But basically what happened is, when we arrived here, I had like the most horrible night, and my stomach really hurt. I felt nauseous. I had to go to the toilet a lot. It was super uncomfortable and weird. So now I'm back at the beginning, only eating rice, and then now adding a few things. And it feels like the way I explain it to myself is that my gut biome, where usually you have huge diversity of different bacteria, is completely messed up. So it feels like there's very little, and I also noticed, I did a test a couple of months ago, but it feels like now it's even worse, so that the diversity is very small, and just like irritated and inflamed in a way. So I need to be really careful what I put into my system so that my digestion can handle it. Yeah, that's that. And then the online course. So this setup that I'm testing here with this video basically is, I have a new microphone, I have a new camera. I ordered all of those things in Europe, and then Diara brought them, because here in Brazil it's you can't just order things on Amazon. You need this social security number that they have here, and everything is more expensive here. So I think the setup is pretty good. I'm gonna put some decoration here in the background, so this would be the setup for the online course. I have a logo now that I'm gonna show you here. It's maybe not the best or not the perfect logo, but for now it's good enough. And my brother is creating a little animation for it. So then the next steps are to decide on some text overlays that I can use in this video, where I show bullet points and explain some things. First, when I started creating this online course, I thought that it will just be a presentation and then me talking over this presentation, and then maybe my videos in the corner. But now I realized for most of the lessons, or maybe not most, but for quite a few lessons, there's not too much to show. So it actually makes sense to just have me full screen, and then the things that I want to emphasize, and to just make it more engaging and easier to hold the attention, there will be some things floating around, like some text coming in. So I want to prepare all of that so that the editing afterwards, after I filmed, is not so tedious, because if you have great templates, then that saves a lot of time. Yeah, I think that's it. And the idea is, so we're here for 4 weeks at least. Maybe we can extend. We're 6 weeks until mid of October in Brazil. So maybe we stay a little bit longer here. Maybe we go back to Florianopolis and explore this island a little bit. It's kind of like a half island. That seems to be quite popular, and there are also some beautiful places. Yeah. So this is the second day now here. Today was better than yesterday. Yesterday I really didn't do much. I was just reading and laying around because I felt really bad. but also, you know, setting everything up and getting into a new flow. Now I'm not alone anymore, we're together here. So yeah, it might take another day or two, but hopefully we can get into a productive flow during the day, and then in the evening, you know, enjoy the time and yeah, explore the nature here a little bit. Okay, I think that's everything. I hope this recording worked. The autofocus should also work, I hope. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to reach out to me. Best way is on Instagram, but you can also write a comment here on YouTube. And then see you next month. Peace.